All right, everyone. I've had the car for about a week now, and I've gotten a ton of texts and messages on social media asking questions about the car. Pretty much the same questions over and over again. So I figured instead of answering the same question 50 times, I would just make a quick video going over that stuff, going over the things I like about the car, and the one thing that I don't like about the car that I'm still getting used to. Definitely not a deal breaker, but I want to give an honest answer of how I like the car. And there is one thing that I really don't like that I'm getting used to. But I'm going to save that to the end. That way you guys actually have to watch the whole video or fast forward through it. If you like it, do the thumbs up thing, follow the page. I'm going to be posting more videos of kind of DIY things with the car, and also going to be bringing back the Who is Joe Grant podcast. I'm going to be filming that, so I'll have that up there too. But this car is a 2021 Tesla Model 3 long range. The long range gets about 355 miles of range on a full charge. It has 450 horsepower. I don't really know how that's kind of what it equates to. It's different technically because I don't think it's actually horsepower because it's electric, but it's got the dual motors, so front motor and back motor. Back motor does about 250 horsepower, front one does about 200 horsepower. All-wheel drive all the time. 0 to 60 is 4.2 seconds, and the quarter mile time is 13.8 seconds. The car is insanely fast for a stock car. They do offer an acceleration boost that you can purchase at any time, which is kind of crazy because it's an over-the-air update. You basically connect the car to your Wi-Fi at home, and you can purchase the upgrade, and it basically just through the Wi-Fi of your home, it upgrades the car, and it'll actually bring the 0 to 60 time from 4.2 seconds down to 3.7 seconds. I think that upgrade's about $2,000, but if you look into putting a supercharger or anything like that on a car, $2,000 is really not that bad. So I'm going to do a quick kind of walk around with the car, go over everything, do a little drive, show you some of the features, and that's it. Thanks. All right, we'll go ahead and start with the front of the car here, work our way back. So pretty much everything with the Tesla you can control from the app on your phone. So to open the front trunk here, you just click the button and it will pop open. Now the back trunk opens all the way. The front one, you actually have to kind of get it going, and then it opens itself up the rest of the way. Obviously you don't have a motor, so you get some storage in there. Pretty decent size, nice durable plastic, pulls out pretty easy so you can clean it. Good place to throw, you know, your beach stuff and all that stuff you don't want to get, you know, in your car. The wheels that come with it, there's actually a aero hubcap that supposedly helps with the range, getting a couple extra miles. If you pop them off, there's a really nice looking 18-inch rim underneath it. I just haven't done it yet. In 2021 they did away with all the chrome trim, so all of these guards for the camera, the trim around the windows and the handles are now black starting in 2021. They used to come chrome and you had to wrap them. The pillar here I actually did wrap in black. That came white like the rest of the car, but I went ahead and did basically a blackout kit. I'll put a link in the video for that. So you've got multiple cameras around the car. That's how they pretty much get the self-driving thing going. The roof is entirely glass. It does not open. A lot of people ask that question. So coming back to the back here, you can either open it with the phone, or you can go ahead and just reach under and hit it, and it will open up the rest of the way. So back of the car is normal size trunk, nothing crazy. I do recommend getting these mats as soon as possible. Just like with any vehicle, you got carpet that'll get worn out pretty quick. There is no spare tire, so that's weird. That's hard to get used to. But with no spare tire means you get a shitload of storage underneath. So that's a plus and a minus. I know when I bought mine, I get a year free roadside assistance. I mean, I can't remember the last time I really got a flat tire. I got a plug kit. If I had to, I'd plug it, drive to the nearest tire place and fix it. But just know that you do not have a spare tire, so that's kind of a weird thing to get used to. To close it, push this little button here and it'll close. All right, going back over to the other side here, we got the charging port. So you can open it from inside the car, you can open it from your phone. I'll go over a video later with the charging stuff and show you all the different ins and outs of that. So go ahead and open it. That's where you plug it in. It actually locks, so if you walk away from your car, someone can't pull the charging stick out. So whenever you lock your car, it locks it in. When you unlock your car, you click unlock charging port, so you don't got to worry about people fucking with your car. And then to close it, just click the close button, and that's it. All right, starting in the interior in the back here, nothing crazy, normal back seat. I will say the design is super clean, real minimalist, and the back seats are very, very, very comfortable. You've got, you know, normal AC vents, charging ports there. All 3 seats back here are fully heated in the long range, so that's kind of a nice feature. Moving around to the front of the interior, the handles kind of different. They don't stick out, they're flush. So what you do is just push on the back, it kicks the front out and pops the door open. In 2021, they added the side trim. It used to just be the front piece across the dash, and then they continued it. It comes standard with regular black pedals. I added those and added the floor mats. Again, continue in the front with just a real minimalist design, real clean. You don't have a bunch of fucking buttons and gauges. There's really only the 2 buttons on the steering wheel, which I'll go over that later. Everything's controlled from your ridiculously big touch screen. Down here is just a charging port. You just toss your phone on there and it automatically starts charging. This push open and slides. Got pretty deep console there. And I bought this slide out tray that I attached my garage door opener to, just to help kind of organize some stuff. That slides in there and you push that and close it. Cup holder, nothing crazy. I will say this is an insert that I bought for like 10 bucks. The actual cup holder is kind of big, so like your water and shit will kind of jostle around. So I'll put links to all that stuff, add that. Flip this up, you got your, you know, storage. There's actually more charging ports down there. All right, gonna go over the screen real quick. Again, not going super in depth. I'll do a different video on that. Just gonna go over the basic stuff. So like I said, you can open the trunk, the front trunk, the charging port, all from just clicking on this stuff right here. You've got, you know, your map that you can have either that view, you can have the kind of Google Earth view, which you can zoom super far in. It's literally like Google Earth. There's buttons that you can hit. It'll show traffic, it'll show the charging stations, where they're at, how many are available, what charging rate they have. So you see some that say 250 and some that say 150. Basically which ones charge faster. It'll tell you how much it costs, or if they're free. You can click back out and starting at the bottom here. So you click on this and that will pull up all your different things. There's literally a ton of settings. You can change the steering placement, you can change where the mirrors are, you can change the mood lighting, ambient lighting, when the lights come on, off. Literally every feature in this car you can change. It's honestly crazy. Driving, there's all different modes. You got sport mode, the stopping mode. This is the one thing I don't like about the car. You have to drive it to experience it. It has something called regenerative braking, which basically it helps recharge the battery. A normal car, when you let off of the brake, it will coast. This car will stop itself pretty quickly. Hold is the strongest, roll and creep. Hold, you'll recharge the battery the most when you let off the gas. And when you're at red lights, you actually don't even have to hold the brake. you just let off the gas pedal and the car stops itself. Autopilot mode, I mean, like I said, I'll go into all the different features later, but that's basically that first tab. You go into your music, you can click that, it'll pull up here. You can pull up your streaming. I mean, it's insane the amount of stuff this car has. It has karaoke. You can literally, again, I'll go into detail with all that stuff later. When you click this little icon here, it'll pull up your cameras, and you can pull up all the different side views, you know, all the different views and all that good stuff. This actually correlates with Sentry mode. Anytime you walk away from your car and someone gets within a couple feet of it, it will automatically start recording the car. So if you come back to your car and you got a scratch or a ding in it, you can actually pull up the video, rewind it, and watch what was going on with your car, who was near it. So that's kind of a cool feature. Tesla gives you a hard drive that is stored in the glove box, and that way, you know, you can kind of keep track if someone's fucking with your car or not. The stereo in this car is insane. For a stock system, I believe there's 10 speakers up in the front portion of the car. There's 5 in the back, one of those being, I think, a 10-inch subwoofer. And that, again, is the long range. I don't know if the standard range has as many. This is just your windshield wipers, which it also has your standard, you know, you can turn them on over here. You can open up the cameras, calendar. You can sync your calendar to your phone. This will show your energy consumption. Again, do a different video on that later. Your energy, sorry, go back to charging. It'll give you your range. And basically you can set this, which I'll go into in a different video. Basically what they do is they have it where you set a daily use and a trip. They don't want you to fully charge the battery for basically longevity of the battery. So I think they have you charge it to basically 90% for daily use. And then if you're going on a trip, you can move that over and it'll give you the full 355. But like right now, I've got 250 miles of range left. You can, right here, that's a quick link to the heated seats. The AC vents are insane. So basically to control this, there's no vents in the car. So to control where the air goes, you actually push and you'll drag up and down and it'll change the direction of the airflow. So you can, and then you can actually open and close and it'll change the basically width of the airflow. So there's no more messing with AC vents or breaking them, which I'm sure everyone's done. Then you've got, you know, your fan settings and your, you know, your temperature settings here. You can change that and it'll, you know, you can sync both sides, passenger and all that. It's pretty standard AC setup as a normal newer car, except for the way you can control the vents and where the airflow is. That's pretty badass. There is an insane amount of technology in the air filtration system. Your AC will never, like if you have a car in front of you that smells like shit, you won't ever smell that smoke, that nasty odor if you're driving by a landfill. These cars have the most insane, basically HVAC system that cleans the air before it comes out of your vents. I mean, it's a lot to go into, but it's 10 times better than any other vehicle I've ever been in. Pretty much the rest of the stuff is all standard car shit. They do have this entertainment thing that's pretty cool. You can go into here, actually play video games that you use the steering wheel to play. If you're stuck in traffic, the car has to be in park, but there is a shitload of games. So if you get stuck in traffic, that's kind of cool. One of the other features is the toy box. There's dumb shit from whoopee cushions. You can set it to where anyone gets in your car, when they sit in the seat, it makes a fart noise, and you can actually change what seat it is. To changing your horn, you can change it to where when you hit the horn, you can change it to a million different things. And then you also have silly things like romance mode. You turn this on if you're camping somewhere, and it'll literally put on some Barry White, baby making music. Turn this on, it'll actually turn the heat on a little bit. Just a bunch of kind of funny features in the car. I mean, a ton of shit. Again, I'll go into more detail on all this stuff later. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and do some driving and show you the self-driving capability that comes with the car. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the basically self-driving capability that it has standard in the car. So you can purchase the full autonomous driving, which will literally put an address, it drives you there, you don't have to do anything. What comes standard in the car is basically a super high quality lane assist. So a lot of cars will jerk you back and forth kind of abruptly whenever you get close to the lane. This one, you'll see there's a kind of a S turn up here. Very smoothly it'll take the turns. Now, if the cameras in the car see that you're not looking forward, if you're looking down, it'll ask you to adjust the wheel, and I'll show you that. So you just double click down on the stock and let go of the wheel, and it will take this turn that you'll see here. We're going through a pretty decent bend right now, real smooth. The Amazon truck just pulled out in front of us, and it'll automatically slow down. I had it set at 45, so when the Amazon truck speeds up, it'll speed up. You don't have to touch the gas, the brake, anything. It's still, you know, going around the curve on its own. You'll see when this van in front of me starts slowing down, it'll slow down, and when it's gone, the car will accelerate on its own. So I don't know if you can see, it says apply slight pressure to the wheel. That's because I was looking down at my phone, but it will surprisingly smoothly take turns and keep you pretty much damn near dead center of the lane, and that comes with the vehicle. To turn it off, you simply just push the brake and it kicks it off. But just wanted to show you guys it. It's not like your standard lane assist where it'll jolt you around. It'll actually take the turns and the curves pretty smooth. That's pretty much it. So another really cool feature about this thing is the cameras around the car. You literally have no blind spots because of these. So you see the vehicles in front of me, and as vehicles pull up beside me, they show up on this screen here. If it's a truck, it'll be the shape of a truck. If it's a car, shape of a car. Motorcycles, everything. It is insanely accurate. All right, so to show you how the supercharging works, all you do is click the little button right here. It'll open your charging port. Come out to the car here. Plug it in. All right, so we're at the charging station. Just plugged the car in. I'm going to show you real quick kind of what the screen looks like while you're charging. So pin over here. The top left will tell you how much time you got left to top off. That number is your current mileage range. This number that's changing is how many miles of range you're getting every hour it's plugged in. So if you needed the full, like a full 250 mile charge, it'd be about an hour. But I didn't need that much, so I'm only at 15 minutes. Right there is telling you how much it's added. So I've gotten 22 miles and I've only been plugged in for maybe 3-4 minutes. So that's another cool thing, that if you just need to get to work, people think you got to be plugged in for 30-40 minutes. If you work close to home and you don't have a charger hooked up at your house, you can plug into one of these things for 5 minutes while you grab a cup of coffee and get 25-30 miles of range, if you forgot to plug in at home or whatnot. Down here is the current session price. This charging station gives you 30 minutes for free. Some of them do that, some of them are free all the time, some of them you have to pay for, and it'll show you the price there. I think the most I've ever paid at one of these charging stations is maybe $5. When you're at home and you're plugging it in, it is the cheapest way to go. With my current electric bill, if my car battery was totally dead, to fully charge the car would be about $8. So for basically $8, I fill up my gas tank and I get 350 miles of range. At one of these, if I were to fully charge it from dead, it'd probably be about $15. Still not bad compared to spending $40-50 on a tank of gas, depending on what you drive. But still, when you charge it at home, $8 for in essence a full tank of gas, you can't beat that. The charger I have at home charges at a rate of about 35 miles of range every hour it's plugged in. So I just plug it in when I go to bed and wake up and it's full. These charge obviously at much faster rates. They charge at 250 miles of range. Now, if your battery is very low, I've had this charge up to about 600 miles of range every hour. So when the battery gets closer to being topped off, the charge does slow down. Pretty sure that's just to preserve the battery. But yeah, if you're super low, that first 5 minutes, you may get 50-60 miles of range when you're plugged in. But that's pretty much it. All right, so when you get your car, it'll come with this. And inside this bag will be this portion from about here down of the charger. This cord is permanently attached, comes with this. This is what plugs into your car. The attachment that comes with this is for a standard outlet in your home. So your normal plug. So this plugs into this end, just like that. This lets you charge at a rate of about 5 to 6 miles of range every hour it's plugged in. So pretty slow, but if you work within 25-30 miles of work, really plug it in at night. By the time you wake up, you're pretty much back at what you used that day. It also will have this adapter in there. So if you use a charger that's not a Tesla supercharger, any one of the ones that, they'll have them all over the place, but different brands, this is the kind of standard universal adapter. So you just attach this to their plug and then plug this into your car. So these two things plus this comes with the car. You have to buy this attachment separate. You can get it from Tesla. It costs about $45, I think. And what this does is this allows you to charge at a faster rate. I believe it charges about 35 miles of range every hour it's plugged in. So, you go to bed, plug it in for 8 hours, you get quite a bit of mileage. And I believe at this rate, I think it's like $8 to fully charge your car if it's completely dead. It obviously depends on what your power provider charges per kilowatt hour. You can look that up usually online and then just kind of do the math and figure it out. In order to use this though, you have to have a 240 volt plug. Some people say 220, some people say 240. If you look at the car, it actually reads anywhere between 240, 243, 44 volts when you plug it in. So you go to your breaker box. It's honestly pretty simple. There's tons of videos on YouTube to do it. I didn't film it. I did it myself. Took me about 25 minutes. Kill the power to the house. Make sure you get the right breaker that you need. I got a 50 amp breaker. Took this off. Obviously made sure the power was off. Connect your breaker. There's a black wire, a red wire, a ground, and a white wire. When you look in there, it's pretty easy to figure out where they go. You can look it up. It's really not that hard. Yes, I know it's not to code. I really don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm sure people are going to comment knocking how this isn't up to code. I really don't give a shit. It's safe. It works. But the Tesla wall charger that they sell for $500 charges at the exact same rate that this does. And this cost me about $65 to do it. I'll put the link online or on the bottom of the video for the plug, the wire breaker, get it Home Depot. But this plug, basically just an RV plug. I think it's like a NEMA 1450 or something. And then the adapter you get from Tesla, this comes from your car. So if you have a decent drive to work, I would recommend getting it. I'm sure an electrician will charge you a couple $100 to hook this up if you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself. But really not that hard. Very basic tools. Just make sure you kill the power coming into your house, and it's honestly not that hard. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in, kind of show you guys what rate that charges at. So just push the button there, it opens it up, plug it in, it'll flash, and when it turns green, we're good to go. All right, so we got the car plugged in. Come in and show you this real quick. Currently, got 25 minutes left to a full charge. Have 305 miles of range. It's charging at 32, 33 miles of range every hour it's plugged in. We've gained about a mile so far. I just plugged it in. 32 amps, 242, 243 volts. So if you plugged it into a normal outlet, you would see that probably 110, 115 volts, and probably about 12 to 15 amps. And that would be about 5 to 6 miles of range every hour it's plugged in. So definitely, if you're going to be driving a lot, I would recommend doing the 50 amp breaker with the basically the RV plug. All right, well, that pretty much wraps up the video. Again, just wanted to go over it kind of quickly. Video actually ended up being longer than I wanted, but the one thing which I already kind of touched on that I don't like about the car is the regenerative braking. Again, not a deal breaker, just got to get used to it. Normal car, you let off the gas, it kind of slowly rolls to a stop. You got to use the brake. These cars, as soon as you let off the gas, if you just pull your foot off quick, the car will kind of immediately start to slow itself down. If you get car sick super easy, you're not going to like that. You can kind of let off the gas slower, and that reduces it. But being 100% honest, that's the one thing that I think a lot of people are not going to like about these cars. Tesla had it as an option to turn off before. For whatever reason, they changed it. Don't know if they're going to bring that back to where you can turn it off or not. But that's the one thing I don't like about the car. As far as everything else goes, I've never driven a car that even comes close to touching this thing as far as overall quality and just ride. I mean, it's the smoothest, fastest, best stereo, all around, probably the best car I've ever driven, stock. So I'll do some more videos. I'm sure there's a bunch of shit I forgot, but most importantly, if you decide to buy one, use my referral code. I will get 1,000 miles of free supercharging, and you will get free 1,000 miles of supercharging. I'll figure out how to put the link in the video. If not, just shoot me a message and I'll send you the referral link. If you order it through my referral link, it doesn't change the price or anything. It's just basically we each get a free 1,000 miles. That's about it. Have a good night.